It's a real delight for me and a great honor to be here at this meeting. I apologize for my inability to speak in Spanish. I'm too old now to learn it now, I think. I think the Spanish Empire continued to flourish as it did in some parts of India. I might have been able to speak Spanish more fluently, but then the English took over, and I think the language changed. So my apologies. I'm very grateful, of course, to Bernardo for the invitation to an extremely generous talk, and I really enjoyed the speeches that went before. I recognize that when I was invited to speak here, it wasn't for my education, but it also has had that effect, so it's very nice to hear my preceding speakers. Well, the title of my talk is Poverty, Evil, and Crime. Exactly 100 years ago, George Bernard Shaw argued that, I quote, "The greatest of evils and the worst of crimes is poverty," unquote. Shaw wrote this in the preface to his brilliant play, Major Barbara, published in 1907. As I said, exactly a century ago. The tragedy of poverty is, of course, obvious to all, whether in Latin America or in Asia or Africa or in Europe and the United States. The calamity of deprivation and penury can hardly be missed by those who have bothered to think about the subject, no matter whether they are themselves poor or not. Lives are battered, happiness stifled, creativity destroyed, freedoms eradicated by the misfortunes of poverty. But Bernard Shaw was not talking on this occasion about the hardship of poverty or the misfortune that goes with it. He was commenting in a rather unusual way about the causation and consequences of poverty, that it is bred through evil and ends up being a crime. What could that mean? If poverty is indeed an evil, not to mention the greatest of evils, as Shaw puts it, then there must be some wickedness, or at least some culpability behind poverty, some wrongdoing that allows such human tragedies to occur and persist. This raises the immediate question, who then are the wrongdoers